All right, hello guys. Welcome to Theory Talk and Dragon Ball Super with Anime Insight here. I guess he's here with all of us. He's hosting this for us, so we can all ask him questions. Basically, what this is going to be about is the theory for today is about Beerus getting erased. So, I guess without further ado, whoever wants to go ahead and start.
Okay, today we're gonna be talking if Beerus got erased. But let's start with Anime Insight. Anime, what do you think?
I think it's fairly possible that he could get erased. If you think about it, if Frieza wishes him to be erased or anything in regards to that, that could happen because they referenced it from Dragon Ball Super 108, the last episode. But I want to let OG expand on the topic because he came to me with the theory. So what do you think, OG?
Well, guys, I really think him getting erased would be a game changer. Like, everything in the tournament would change, and basically the perspective of Goku and Vegeta's roles would change, because Beerus is pretty much the backbone of U7. He's like the strongest besides Whis, and also it seems like they're being trained to be gods of destruction, almost like as anyone thinks about that.
True.
Okay, and along with your theory, I have a question for that. When you mean erased, do you mean as in him personally getting erased, or as the whole universe?
Him,
like with all
just him
dropouts, just
dying.
him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if he were to die, obviously that would render the angel useless because if a god of destruction dies, the angels they lose their power. Or wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, if a god of destruction dies, the angels lose their power. That's what's that. All right. So basically, for that to happen, it would obviously have to take maybe a grand priest as something along with that. Now, for this to happen, where we are now in the tournament power in his position, I would assume, in theory, he would have to break a rule. So he would have to break a rule or do something around the thing, just to kind of get that to happen. But I don't really
see the idea struck to me because when Zeno erased Frost, he's kind of a loose cannon on erasing people sometimes. And Beerus does some stupid stuff. I understand, he respects Zeno and he won't do anything dumb, but you know how he is. He's a loose cannon. There's a lot of the other gods that are too. And Zeno right now, if it's interrupting the tournament, he can do it.
Don't forget, he also get easily angered.
All right, now this is just me brainstorming. I know this will never happen. This is just something I think would be crazy. We all know Goku's getting a new transformation here soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now, along with Beerus getting erased, now, like I said, this is completely in my mind. But what would be cool is, let's say Jiren's about to fire up, let's say he's about to fire up a blast wave that's going to completely level Goku. I'm talking, it would kill him. So let's say he fires that up, he charges it, and Beerus, not even thinking, just leaps and, just jumps in front of it, and it kills him. So now Goku's looking at Beerus, he was through training, and then Goku looks at Beerus, and he's getting all sorts of, upset, tear-eyed, and just, getting mad, and then that's how his new transformation comes about. I think that would be cool.
That's a nice...
if
that,
Beerus would get erased.
That would be a cool thing to think about. Yeah.
I was thinking about Beerus getting erased being the trigger for him, because that's somebody that hasn't been killed, off yet, that we don't know of. And I like to think that Goku likes Beerus.
And that would also open up the future arc as well.
It would leave everything open, guys. Like, if Beerus gets erased, it opens up everything.
Goku rarely hates. That's one thing. He rarely hates anyone, especially people that he hung around with a lot, which is, Beerus, Whis. Like, he's been with them the last 4 or 5 arcs?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's been talking to them, training with them. Like, you won't hang out with someone for a long time if he hates them. That's clear.
But see, the other important fact that I was thinking of, say Beerus gets erased or is gone, and that he's gone for, a couple arcs. Goku has to, pull the ship or, do everything, or Vegeta, whoever it is. You can always bring Beerus back as his final opponent in some way. He wishes him back or some way like that.
Yeah, and definitely
Now,
to expand on that, just
him back.
a quick question to you guys. Who do you think would be the next god of destruction? Because basically they would need like a, an angel or a god of destruction, right? Do you think Vegeta or Goku would step up for their role? I know they said no before, but Wiz doesn't really have anybody else to rely on except Frieza, because
I mostly think Goku.
There's a few here, but
Yeah.
here's what the people tend to forget. Now, there's a lot of people. Vegeta is supposed to be the main character. We'll go on. Okay, what people miss. Cell Saga. He was gonna kill off Goku mainly. The strongest, but obviously that didn't go over well, so they brought him back. He stated that himself. A thing a lot of people forget is he has been around since Dragon Ball. He is the main character. He didn't even show up to understand that he's be one step. He is the main character. He is and always will be.
Look at
The whole
Dragon
entire
Ball.
show is based. Yeah, look at Dragon Ball. The whole entire show is based around Goku, and then comes Z. Yeah, Vegeta comes in, but understand he wasn't there till Z.
Yeah, it's still mostly based on Goku, no matter what Dragon Ball is.
See, I was thinking, is this sets up a way for Frieza to weasel his way into power and do what he does? Do something,
Yeah.
get this role, and weasel
Mhm.
in.
yeah.
Because he gets power.
So pretty much you're saying we're gonna have another Frieza arc.
I would say, I don't know if it's going to be like facing Frieza, but I think Frieza would somehow get into this role and be protected. And I'm not sure how I can describe it. It's hard to describe, but I think he's going to be important. Yes. But there might also be other things that he's doing behind the scenes too we don't know about.
Yeah, you know how he is. He's a manipulator. He likes to instigate, manipulate people to do his bidding, even though when he doesn't really have to do anything. Just by saying some few words to them, he could just get them to do what he wants to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, he knows he can't act now. He can't beat Beerus. He can't beat Goku and Vegeta together. He's strong, but he can't beat them all at once. He's got to wait. He's got to do whatever he's going to do later on.
Yeah, he would definitely have to wait right after either Goku's unconscious, like it said in that description for the 1 hour preview, or one of them is busy to, construct one of his plans. Because I think Vegeta and Goku would be the last two to get eliminated. But if they're distracted by something, he could easily start his own terror on maybe not Universe 7, but I guess everybody else. Because I think as soon as Jiren and Goku go at it, and Jiren releases his ki, something's gonna happen. Like the tournament is about to get real. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is.
Does anyone else have anything else on the discussion?
Well, me and Anime were talking about this earlier, but like, what if you try to rewind time, like, as soon as you wish to Dragon Balls, what if you can't rewind time back to when you wish to Dragon Balls?
Oh yeah, that was another thing that I was talking about. Yeah, with Pat. OG, what's your thoughts on that? Or anybody in here? Android 18, Eki, what you guys' thoughts on that? What if like Wiz can't reverse the Super Dragon Ball wish?
But okay, here's the question though: that we never had the Super Dragon Balls. We don't know the extent of the powers in terms of can they be reversed. Maybe the Super Dragon Balls are too powerful. Because remember what we said that the power of the Super Balls can kill gods. Does that mean like Whis' power can maybe not reverse time? Are maybe the Wish is powerful for that? We don't know. But clearly that little part was thrown in there to make us either think that something's going to happen or foreshadowing that something big is going to happen with that wish. Either that's Frieza or whoever.
It seems like we've already been foreshadowed that something big's going to happen already with Goku's new transformation. We don't know what the cause of it is.
Well, okay, you're confusing two different things. The wish, which comes much later, right? And of course, what happens with Goku's new form, which is going to be happening in the 1 hour special, which is in the middle of the tournament. That is two separate things.
Okay, I got you.
Like, I want to go back on the subject about the Super Dragon Balls. Like, if they're super, can't they just can't. Won't they grant you an extra wish if you think about it? Because on regular Dragon Balls, like those on regular Dragon well, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, if you remember back to the tournaments between Universe 6 and 7, basically what Beerus wished for was the return of Earth, right? For Champa, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody want to expand on that?
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about Beerus and Champa's relationship, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry that they still like each other secretly, even though they talk crap about each other and seem to
Yeah.
have a secret hatred.
Definitely OG, but in regards to the wish, because we only saw it during that time period, right? During the tournament between them two, that was like the first time we saw it, right? In regards of a wish with Super Shenron coming out.
Now,
Yeah.
now this is speaking of Beerus and Champa. I'm just going to throw this out here because we all know Beerus made that wish for him. Now, what if later in the series, Champa gets erased and he makes a statement regarding, hey, that's my brother. What if they make a statement like that? Because they both look to be the same. What if they make like a farewell, my brother statement? Well, what do you think that would be? Like if it turns out, I mean, because they're both the same thing. So like say Champa's universe gets erased, okay, and he might look at him and be like, "Farewell, brother," or something like that along the lines. What do you
Damn,
think that?
I think that would be freaking awesome and slash cheesy, but it might trigger Beerus too.
Beerus.
I think I would go with it'll be good and bad.
I think it would be more of like I think it would be good because it would add more of a dramatic feature because then Beerus would push it more on Goku for like now you have to win for my brother. Like I said, complete theory probably won't happen, but
Yeah,
he
but
he could push it on Goku and be like, listen, now you have to win. My brother's gone. Blah blah blah.
yeah, but like it'll also be bad because he might have been thinking of vengeance after he said farewell, brother.
No, I mean like it's a common anime thing, like where
I
they do the
know.
whole farewell. Yeah, it's a common and it's a common writing and script in anime. So
Yeah, I know, but have you ever thought about them to him blowing up the universe, like another universe?
like I said, I have no idea. They keep surprising me, so I really can't give you an insight on what I think because everything I think they just do different. So it's hard to tell.
But
Yeah.
what I kind of want to go like that would be like a cool statement though, Eki. But the next thing that I want to go over with you guys is the terrible thing happening in the tournament. What's your guys' thoughts on that? What do you think might happen in regards to the terrible thing, or if that was from the scans that's gonna happen in the tournament? Anyone?
I probably would think that. Hmm, I think that Goku might not win for once.
What I would like to see now.
Timboff Gohan.
Now here's what I like to see. Obviously, I mean I want Goku's getting his due for him. Two things actually on the subject. One, I don't want Vegeta to be able to getting old. Something needs to be established. It needs to be Goku at the top and just be done with it. Been cat and mouse for years. I get the point, but it's someone needs to show dominance, and the main character is going to have to be. Second, what I would like to see for the tournament, as for like the transformation, a terrible thing. I'd kind of like to see it, kind of like what happened to Gohan in the Cell, the Cell Saga. He gets like pushed back into a corner to where he has absolutely nothing to do. It's either like, let's say everybody else in his universe, gets knocked off, and he gets pushed back into a corner, and Jiren's literally just holding him by his throat over the edge. Okay, and then he says, like goodbye, and then like he just snaps or something like that. I think that would be cool, but I guess we'll see what they got in store.
That would be cool.
And along with that, what they could do is they could add a flashback along with that as well. Like, if he's holding it, like, holding him by the throat over the edge or something, he could be like kicking, the flashback. he could
What
think
type
of
of
like he could think of like Chi-Chi, you know, like his family. He could think of way back then when he was playing with Gohan, as like, you know, just as a kid, stuff like that. Have a flashback that, you know, kind of touches home to him,
Nice.
and
Well,
like he'll see
my
that, and then like, you know, he'll see that, and then he'll be like, you know, for my kid, you know, my wife, my friends, back when even if they want to go back to fucking Dragon Ball when him and Krillin were running around, you know what I'm saying? And then all that just hits at one time, and then he just snaps and loses it. So I think that would be really cool.
but I wouldn't think he would snap, but he'll probably try to get back in no matter what.
I mean, along with that, yeah, but like you could also, instead of flashback, I mean, you could bring up pictures of like Chi and stuff, and maybe just the universe getting erased, and like, you know, her face disappearing or something, like fading off the screen in dust, and then him snapping. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really
Another thing to follow up with that was that like one thing that I saw like on top comment on YouTube from I can't remember the guy's name, but what he commented was the terrible thing that might happen in the tournament. I kind of talked to Pat about this before. Was that is that when he does the Genki Dama, Universe 7 is going to be giving him, you know, ki, and Zeno-sama won't let that pass because he saw what happened to Frost and would erase Master Roshi and all of Universe 7, like, I guess, people on the stands that was helping him out, which would ignite him to, you know, use the Limit Breaker form or whatever the form is going to be called. Because that would be pretty nuts, too, as well, if that happened.
right.
It would. Have you also thought that what if Master Roshi didn't get erased?
Well, I mean, you have to see, the thing is, it's process of elimination. You have to understand, yes, it's, you know, from an anime point of view and a fan, you want everybody to stay. But you got to think from a writer's point of view as well. There has to be a way to eliminate somebody, you know, and obviously nobody can die, so that kind of adds a little more challenge onto that. So, you know, you can't just say he gets blasted through the chest with a death beam, you know, there he is in the story. So basically, you just got to come up with a creative way or some type of way that you can just eliminate characters and set the role for the main character.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, especially because I thought the way that he went out. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about like Frieza's plot for a minute. Because it's obvious that he's wanting to be top dog, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking, like, what if he's to like wish himself to be like a god of destruction or something?
Okay, the thing with Frieza, which I think I don't follow, is, you know, I don't know exactly how they're writing. You know, Frieza's like, okay, you in my universe and join another, and I'm gonna make a wish. But if my universe dies, I get erased. So why the fuck are you fighting against your own universe? And you know, people might be like, well, just add them on universe versus 6. You know, it's set in stone. They called for the fighters. You know, they said this is how many fighters you need. It's on the fucking tablet for Zeno. I don't think he's gonna switch it over. So like, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go against Universe 7, and I'm gonna get the wish all for myself. But yeah, then you're gonna eliminate all your teammates, and when you need help, you're fucked. I mean, are you skipping frames of
The whole
the beam at Gohan while he's in a weakened state? So he's going. I mean, that's shown in the frame screens.
That is
I think
true.
I think he's playing both ends. He's part of U7 as possible to the end, but he wants U7 fighters to wear down. So when he has to knock them out, so he can win.
That's the whole point. Missing though, you think he's gonna beat Jiren when Goku in his new form? Like, okay, Goku saying not Super Saiyan Kaioken times 20 is stronger than Golden Frieza. Like that's just, you know.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Is stronger than Golden Frieza. Okay.
But Frieza doesn't. Frieza isn't thinking he has to beat him. Frieza's thinking Goku can wear him down for me, then I can beat him. It's not the matter of fact of can I beat him one-on-one in a fair fight. I can beat him when he's weakened.
I'm just saying it, like with Jiren and his power and Goku with his new transformation, in a weakened state or not, you'd run and jump after him. Your shit's gonna go flying, like regardless. Like
Yeah,
you
but
jump in on a silver-eyed Super Saiyan or a guy that can know what's going on just by sitting there fucking standing still.
Let me.
Like, holy
Frieza's
shit.
no idiot. He's not going to jump in when the time isn't right.
That's what I mean. Weak or not, like a weakened state or not, I think there is no good decision in that.
I think that if
So,
he,
I mean,
if
they're gonna battle themselves tired, but
no, you're fine. But I think that if he like at least if Goku gets Jiren out, or if he gets him out, I guess in the next fight, because it looks like Hit's gonna battle Jiren. I guess when Goku's unconscious, if Goku does get him out, that's one opponent Frieza doesn't have to worry about, and he already has strong hatred for, I guess, Kakarot or Goku, and with Goku's new transformation, we don't know what the limitations are. It's gonna be to his body. Like he could get convulsions, he could get other things as well, but we never know.
The other thing you got to think is in Frieza's mind, you know, he can beat Gohan in his mind. He's like, I can beat Gohan. You know, I can beat the rest of you seven if I wanted to. In his mind, it's really Goku and Jiren is probably the only two people he's even thinking about, he's worried about. He thinks he can beat everyone. You know how he is. He's confident.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, I wouldn't underestimate him. He's stronger than you think. He's not. He's got great potential. Frieza is fucking a beast. He can fight pretty well, and he's not dumb. He knows what he's doing. He's a genius. I gotta say, he's the smartest villain in the entire series. If you want to be honest.
Mm-hmm. That's why I think they really brought him back.
I wouldn't be that sure. I wouldn't be sure about that. Like him being the smartest, no.
Who do you think's the smartest?
You know,
I would have to go with God Freeze. God of Freeze.
The
Even though they're the good light, they still can become evil and turn on us.
yeah, the only thing that I would say to that, Pat, is that we don't know the extent. Are they going to turn bad or not? Are they good or not? We just know that they're in a neutral state and the Omni King runs off. So we can't, I guess, project that they're going to be like the smartest opponent if there never was an enemy towards Goku or Universe 7 before.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I don't think the Angels are going to be bad, honestly.
on the topic of that, we can talk about that. Who thinks the Angels are going to be bad, and who thinks that they're just doing their job?
I think they're morally ambiguous.
I think this is both. Like, because if you think about it, just like, okay, Beerus' cousin, whoever his name is, like from the alternate dimension or something like that. I don't remember the name. But anyway,
Is it
like,
Wrecker?
I guess, oh no, I can't remember.
Jamba?
Okay.
Come on.
You know, I'm good. You know, forget about that. Let's talk about the Kaioken times 20. Do you think it'll be stronger or you think it'll be weaker?
Wait, what do you mean stronger or weaker?
You mean the Jiren?
Like the Kaioken times 20. Do you think it'll be stronger or weaker?
Like, as in comparing it to what?
Comparing it to the gods and Jiren.
Oh, definitely weaker.
No, only Jiren.
Definitely weaker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's on God tier yet.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone think the new transformation's going to be on God tier? Or anywhere near Beerus?
No.
Close to the tier. Close to the god tier.
No.
Not that close.
I don't think it's even going to be 20% of Beerus.
Honestly, I kind of hope that they just keep God tier, like, to be that thing that you can't reach, you know?
That's what
Like,
I carry.
Obviously. Huh?
Well, see, hints manga gave us really makes me think it's going to be a long time before he even comes anywhere near Beerus.
Yeah. I know that
I wouldn't think so.
I know that the manga and the anime have two different continuities, but you got to give Beerus respect from the manga point of view, man. That was amazing. And back to Jezzy, what you said makes sense because after Resurrection F, when Akira Toriyama, I think he did the interview, he didn't want Goku ever to reach Beerus' level But who knows, Toei or Toyotaro could change things, especially with the mortal strong enough to beat a god, because we really don't know like when that next arc is gonna be, or if he's in the tournament or other things like that. So, but
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's always what the series has been about anyway. It's not about being like who's the best, really. It's always been about striving to be better. So, like, in my opinion, there's always going to be a stronger character. So
hmm
it makes sense that maybe they would never be able to get to that point. I
Just
don't
a
know.
question out there. Does anyone think that Jiren is this mortal that is stronger than gods? Or, in your opinion, how do you think he ranks?
Jiren.
my
No, I don't think he's the strongest. I don't think he's strongest mortal, stronger than the gods.
I think he's a mortal that's mastered at least an intermediate level of Hakai energy and has found a way to survive a Hakai from a god, but can still be beaten in the old-fashioned way. You know, he can get beat down, but he's actually strong enough and is mastered enough that he can survive. Like, you know, Beerus has no problems Hakai and Super Saiyan Blue Goku with no problem. Absolutely no effort. You can tell his reaction. He can do it if he wanted to.
hmm
That's true.
In regards to your question though, OG, I kind of agree with you there. I think he's like in that same lines that you set out for him. But with that though, I do think that he's stronger than Topo, who was a candidate for like God of Destruction role. So I don't think power is just based off of being a God of Destruction, unless he basically said I didn't want it. What's your thoughts?
I think he didn't want it. I think Topo was just a replacement for Jiren being the first choice, but him not wanting it and maybe going a different direction. Just like Vegeta and Goku seem to not want the role either, even though they've been offered multiple times.
Yeah. I think Goku just likes being himself, just being himself. That's all.
Another thing for you guys, what are you guys' thoughts on? I know this is from the manga. I'm not trying to bring those two together, but you know how like Beerus was dodging all those attacks by just predicting or moving with his body. Do you think Jiren's ability has something similar to that? I'm not trying to again like mix the two together, but it looks like he uses the form of meditation to help him or heighten his senses. And because this description kind of plays it out that he kind of counters a lot, basically.
I definitely think he has a way better understanding than Goku and Vegeta, for sure, of that aspect. And I bet when they fight, Whis will probably point this out in some aspect, or somebody will. That he has a heightened understanding of, the way his body moves and everything.
Well, there was two theories that I came across, and one was like they thought maybe Jiren could see into the future, and then another was like maybe he can read minds or something. They do a lot of focus on his eyes for some reason, so I feel like
That's the other one I heard.
That has something to do with his power, I think, his eyes, because they keep focusing on him.
Yeah, and always have something inside of them. I've seen that.
I don't know. Something to do with sight. Maybe he's like Jacko, and he can just see.
That, or it's just from the aura, or it's just probably from the aura that when he goes, because everybody say he's stronger than the gods, but like he's probably not. I don't know.
I think he's just as being a very strong mortal, but he's still not in their class. It's still respected away.
That's true.
Definitely.
Yeah, if anyone is God tier, I think it's probably one of the mortals from the higher universes that are, exempt.
Do you think that they're gonna build off of this tournament of power? Because maybe the two Zenos likes the tournament or seeing this, and maybe not having an erase or tournament of power that erases universe. Just the rest of the tournament, they'll build off the arc with the universes that weren't taken apart, and if Universe 7 wins, do you think they would just like continue with another tournament, or do you think they'll go another direction?
I think it's possible that they would do another tournament like way into the future, but
There's also a possibility that they wished the Super Dragon Balls, they wished the universes back that were erased, but they also accidentally wished back the ones that were previously erased also, which changes the game even more.
Nice. What do you think if that wish does happen? Like, what about the banished gods? What about them? Do you think because if with that wish bringing back the universes, do you think they would come back as well, or no? That would be a totally separate wish.
I think Goku's gonna probably misword it and probably wish them all back. He's gonna say all universes, and that's gonna count the other ones too. And the Super Dragon Balls have unlimited power, basically, from what our understanding is. So that power is within its grasp. A wish can happen.
You do have a good point right there. I mean, like, all the gods have, all the universe have to have one god. So if they wish all the universe back, then they probably wishing all the gods back.
And it also opens up the point of why they were erased. What happened. We don't know what happened. We don't know. And there's more new characters. We don't know what mortals they have in their universes or what's going on there.
Talking about erasing, what if they didn't get erased? Like, what if they didn't? What if they got, like, into a void or something like that?
you're saying like, what if they're in a different dimension or something?
Yeah, like that.
I mean, I thought about that, but I don't know, honestly.
One thing I would say on that I feel like that isn't happening is the reaction of all the other gods, the lower god, Beerus and the rest of them. They're terrified. Like they for real believe that he is erasing them, and he's already erased an entire universe, or Trunks' timeline in that same way. So I don't think he's bluffing. At least they don't think he is.
That would bring up a problem if that was the case.
What do you guys think in regards to the timelines, though? Like, because there's different timelines. Do you think, like, all the timelines would be erased if he just clenched his fist and said gone? Or do you think it would just be, like, some timelines would escape? Because it would be dependent on that Zeno, because we do now know that from the Goku Black art, there is multiple Zenos, or timelines, I guess, of him.
I think some of them will be alive still. Like some timelines will be alive.
Personally, it seems like it's whatever Zeno deems he wants to stay alive. That's how powerful it seems he is.
Yeah, but what if he's
That
not
gets
that powerful?
confusing a little bit, because the thing with Zeno erasing, Trunks' timeline was that Zeno, but obviously he's not going to get erased. It's weird.
And what are you guys' thoughts on the Grand Prix?
I don't know how to explain it.
Like, it's okay, Jazzy, no worries. What do you guys think on the Grand Prix, though, being the only Grand Prix throughout all the timelines? Do you guys think that's kind of like, is he the one that's supposed to be omnipotent? Or, like, like he's just pulling the strings like a puppeteer or something? Because wouldn't you think that the Grand Prix would be in, like, other timelines as well? Or...
I probably would still be on the throne because, like, probably pulling the strings actually. Because even though he's a priest, he could probably be a bad priest, like thinking of a plot and like playing all like plotting and planning and until the time is right.
I mean, it's possible he's pulling the strings. I mean, it's really not that hard to manipulate Zeno if you think about it. I mean, he could be, but I mean, it's hard to tell. Like you just don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and another thing that brought it up in my head, kind of referencing, I know we're kind of going a little bit off topic here, but back to the Goku Black arc then, do you think Zamasu or Merge Zamasu or Goku Black exists in another timeline that hasn't been erased? Or you think he's gone?
I probably they're probably exist in a different timeline. because like each timeline got different choice, different changes. Like if you erase one, there's gonna be another one again, even though they're dead.
Well, the whole thing with like Goku Black was that he was like a paradox because he shouldn't have existed because they erased Hakai's Zamas, but because he was wearing the time ring, he didn't get erased because that protected him. So it was like basically he's just a paradox. He shouldn't exist.
Ah.
It gets confusing.
It
That
does.
whole Black arc was yeah, some loops and twists.
Loops and twists. But back to the 1 hour special. Any predictions or any fights that you think is gonna happen in the background as soon as Jiren releases his key? Like, because as soon as he releases the key, I pretty much am for sure that it's about to get serious. Like everybody, it knows. Like, hey, we gotta step up our game because this guy looks like unbeatable. What do you guys think on like any predictions for the upcoming fights and things like that?
I probably think even though that Goku's gonna get his new form, he probably might lose. Like might be eliminated.
I kind of want him to lose.
I think it's also possible when Jiren makes his move that his allies are going to make their move too. I think Topo's definitely going to make a target on somebody, possibly Vegeta, possibly Gohan, and or Frieza, and so will Dispo also. I think they'll just play all make their move.
Nice. Do you think Topo would release his key too? Because we saw Topo in the exhibition match in regards to the anime that he had some power too. He released it and was pretty much fighting equally with Goku up until the end. And I just want to get you guys' thoughts on that. Do you think he's just going to release it too as soon as Jiren does?
Yeah, I feel like it would happen because Jiren's the one that seems like be leading them technically. I mean, I know Topo is the leader, but when Jiren says something, they do it. It's like an indirect leader.
Yeah. And how'd you guys like Belmont or Vermouth in the preview? Basically manipulating Jiren, or not really manipulating him, telling the fight to begin, I guess, from that last part that we got, saying, hey, it's time to squash Goku before he comes a hindrance or something along those lines. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Definitely shows that Universe 11 thinks Goku is a huge threat and definitely needs to squash him early. And it also would mean he's probably been telling him to wait and save his energy and wait for the strong opponents to appear, is what I'm guessing.
They probably don't want Goku to win, so they might be sabotaging him. Yeah.
That makes sense to both of you guys, but to Pat, they're kind of sabotaging him since from the beginning. Other universes trying to team up and get him out early, but none of them couldn't. But with Jiren, that's a whole another level of leaps and bounds for Goku. But in that poster that I saw that got dropped by Yonko Productions, it showed that at least there's a little bit scratches on Jiren's head area. So I know that he's not too invincible, but I still think would outclass Goku for a little bit.
Okay, who do you think might win throughout the whole tournament? Throughout the whole tournament, who do you think might win?
Jiren himself wins. A new choice.
I think Gohan might win this time.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, I'll be going for Gohan as the underdog if Goku gets knocked off, because we haven't really seen too much of Gohan as prior to this, which is great because I freaking love Gohan and I respect that his wishes he wanted to go study, but I really miss Teen Gohan, man, or Gohan that is now back up trying to get up into the ranks, and I'm going for Gohan as the underdog though.
Yep. That's true. I'm also also going for Gohan because like if Goku died, who else was gonna be there to try to protect the universe?
Yeah, and actually, Gohan stated in one of the episodes, I can't remember which one, that in order to protect my family, to protect, my world, I need to get stronger. So that kind of gave me back some love to the old Gohan. So I was like, yeah.
Yep.
Another, go ahead.
I think it could be really the three top pick that I, have is, Jiren and Gohan and Goku. But I really, at this point, can't say because they do keep doing this little throwing you for a loop kind of thing. So I want to say it would be Goku, but I don't know. It could go either way.
I mean, yeah, but like, if you also think about it, every time Gohan and Goku are always together, like fighting an enemy, Goku's always the one to die.
Personally, I want Gohan to win just because I kind of want him to get like some spotlight and actually do something for once because he hasn't really done anything in a while, like significant since Cell, pretty much. So like it would be nice, but I just don't know if the writing's gonna go that way.
So, does anyone have any thoughts on Hit? Him possibly matching up with Jiren or possibly matching up with Vegeta again? Because that's another thing I've been on my mind thinking about it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pat.
No, I'm good. You can go. I don't think I know about this one.
Oh, bro, so definitely OG Turtle. I'm freaking stoked because right after that is going to be Hit versus Jiren, or at least what we got from the provisional scans of the title. But we don't know like if that could change at any moment. But that was the hint that we got, that it was going to be Hit versus Jiren, so something's going to happen to Goku, which lies him unconscious. But in regards to the Vegeta fight, I don't think it's going to happen soon, but it may happen after if Jiren gets defeated. But that's just my thoughts on it. What about you, Jess?
Well, I would like a Hit versus Vegeta fight just because of the whole, it calling back to the Universe 6 tournament. But I don't know. Like, I can't see right now him. Sorry, OG. I can't see it happening.
Well, there could be a possibility, with this, how Goku disappeared off the stands kind of a little bit, and everyone kind of seems to think maybe he got defeated by Jiren or something. Maybe it's Hit that defeats him. It could twist out another way.
I feel like Universe 6 and 7 are kind of like allies in a way. Like, I feel like they're not really going to get their match-offs. That's just my theory. I mean, I could be wrong, but
Possibly Hit and Goku team up against Jiren.
Also, sorry, go ahead.
I was just thinking that too, that they could possibly team up if Goku can't beat him by himself.
Yeah, and also Universe 6 doesn't seem to be doing too well right now. To be honest, like they're kind of beat down. I mean, they just lost for us. They lost what's his face? Robot guy.
Magetta? I can't remember.
Is the Pooh out too?
Teta.
I don't even know.
Yeah, that guy's out too. I think Vegeta. No, it was Gohan. Yeah, Gohan eliminated him.
So it's Kaba, Khalifa, and Kale and Hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from the last few episodes, we know that like Khalifa and Kale weren't. They looked like they were beat down, and Kaba just got punched by somebody last episode.
Yeah, Topo just knocked him. They only showed like a small part of that. I thought they were gonna go in depth, but they just showed Topo punching him and him doing the justice pose, reminding me of the Ginyu Force. But go ahead, OG. I know you had something to say.
Yeah, Topo completely like smashed him backwards. Yeah, Topo looks like he's gonna do some damage too. I will say, like you said earlier, he's strong. I mean, Kaioken Goku felt like he had to use Kaioken against him, so he ain't no pushover.
Definitely, bro.
Right. I would like Universe 6 and 7 to kind of fight off against each other, but just looking at how they're doing, I don't know if it.
They could also, don't mean to interrupt you, Jez, but they could also do like what Frieza and Frost were trying to plan to do in regards of when they teamed up together. Their whole thing behind teaming up together, I guess, well, this is based off a theory, is that they came together just to basically, kick everybody else off, and them being the last two. And with them being the last two, Zeno can't erase them. You know what I mean? Because the time limit ran out, and they are the only two left. So maybe Universe 6 and 7 could do that as well. But what's your thoughts on that, Jez?
Like a tie?
Yeah, because the tournament has a time limit. So if they kicked off everybody else and it's just Universe 6 and 7 at the end of the tournament, because there's only like 29 minutes left or so, do you think Zeno would just spare them, or he would just still have them continue to fight?
Probably have them continue to fight.
I would say he would.
After all.
Yeah. That would just be my opinion.
That would be my opinion.
Yeah. What he's saying.
Yo, hold up. Are we having some Dragon Ball theories up in here?
Yes, we're having Dragon Ball theories.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to hear these theories. I'm interested.
Well, you should be interested.
Yeah.
I mean, after all, I got rid of my partner in crime by making him get himself erased. So, I'm a dick like that.
I'm sorry, but you sound like you know what? I will tell you later.
Are you trying to sound like? Are you gonna say that I sound like Stewie Griffin?
Yes.
Lewis, tell these fools I don't sound like fucking Stewie. Lewis, Mum, Mummy.
Well, anyway.
Yeah. So
Back to some Dragon Ball Z theories. Let's hear what y'all got. I'm interested as hell.
Well, let's hear your opinion. Who you think's gonna win?
Yeah.
You mean who's gonna be the final victor of the fucking Tournament of Power?
Yes.
I have two theories. One is the safe and easy route. The other is the pulling the rug underneath all of us route. If they want to do the safe and easy route, it's definitely going to be Goku. I mean, it's Goku. Come on. But if they really want to pull the rug out from underneath us and like make us question things, it'll be either Frieza or Vegeta.
Nah, I probably would think it would probably be Ashley Gohan, cause Goku might get eliminated.
No, see, I would think Gohan too, but look at how heavily damaged that boy is. Plus, all he's been doing is studying for the past who knows how many years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's gonna be Vegeta, so he can finally say he's better than Kakarot, or it's gonna be Frieza, and they're gonna be like, okay, maybe Frieza's more of a threat than we've been giving him credit for.
See, man, I love Frieza being the winner, man. It changes the game so much.
It does.
Here's the thing: if Frieza wins, the tournament, I could totally see him doing some really assholey things with the Dragon Balls, like finally making himself immortal.
Oh, well,
Yeah, we were
that was
talking
what I was going to say, or I said earlier that maybe he did something to make himself a god of destruction or something.
Oh, jeez, I wonder where you got that idea. Maybe it's from the picture of the person who's a god of destruction in here that's literally Frieza wearing the god of destruction clothes.
I was thinking that before.
You couldn't even rip off my idea you couldn't even rip it off correctly.
But, if you say immortality, that makes more sense, really.
Because think about it, if Frieza becomes immortal, is everyone going to do? They can't do shit.
He's basically...
Beerus might if he gives a shit.
What if Frieza can't wish for immortality?
There is no limitations to the Super Dragon Balls, though. We never know.
Yeah, the Super Dragon Balls, he can wish for anything.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, you can't. here's the thing you guys might be forgetting. Of course, Frieza can wish for immortality because the last villain they fought did the same thing.
One thing that I would say though is I don't think Beerus is scared of an immortal being because he didn't seem too worried about going over there and beating Zamasu and Zamasu and all that whole thing. Even though he knew that they were immortal, he didn't seem too worried.
Like I said, Beerus would not be the ones worried. It would be Goku getting shit their pants.
Goku and Vegeta wouldn't be scared shit.
That would be a problem.
Let me ask you this. How would Goku beat an unkillable Frieza?
I get what you're saying, but see, like, the whole problem is you got to get rid of Beerus. You got to get rid of Beerus. Like Frieza has to get rid of Beerus
that's the problem.
so he can do what he wants.
Does not give. Remember the first time Beerus was there, he was like, "Hey, as long as you don't hurt my ice cream, you could blow up the planet."
Yep.
I think the only thing with that though is that Beerus they quoted this a lot in regards to the episode though. Just real quick, they quoted this a lot in the episode that Beerus and Wiz have changed since they met Goku and Vegeta. I do understand though that he has to act his role as a god of destruction and Wiz as well, but I'm going non-canon here because of Resurrection F, because he kind of Wiz himself basically rewinded time to stop that. Do you think that he would do that again, even though it's in the main story now? Do you think he would just rewind time to stop Frieza from making the wish?
Probably he'll probably do that. He'll probably go back in time and stop the wish. Why?
Now, I do have one more theory, but I'm just going to say this right now. If this theory comes to pass, I don't know how to think about Dragon Ball anymore. And that's if they go the far left route, which is Goku and what's his name? Fucking Jiren are at a stalemate, right? No one seems to be getting an edge, but Frieza's still in the match. If Frieza's still in the match, he could. Well, no, wait, no, never mind. I was about to say Frieza could finally give in to killing someone, but that could get. Actually, no, because then they get disqualified, and then we don't know what would happen.
The whole deal that's scary about Frieza, and they've already been talking about it, earlier, is it was crazy for him to revive him back. Everyone didn't want him to, because he's so strong. Frieza's such a threat, and the whole deal is no one's focusing on Frieza, really. And Frieza can do what he wants, and he knows he can just wait out, let Goku fight everybody, let Goku fucking do everything for him, so he can just walk up and take
victory at the end. That's what I think is going to happen, is Frieza's just going to pull the rug from underneath Goku. Goku's going to be like, man, I've almost won the tournament. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention that I was going to win, Goku? I'm sorry. Did my golden form just snap your neck? I think I almost snapped your neck.
Damn. Virtually, wow.
Well, he hasn't really been. Yeah, he hasn't been a focus of any of the
think about this. Do you think Frieza gives a fuck? He just got rid of the guy he made a plan with.
No, he don't give a. He doesn't care about anybody else but himself. The main thing as well that I think one of the wishes could come into play, which I kind of talked into my video about. What if Frieza wins the Tournament of Power and wishes is that. What if he wishes? I kind of talked with you with this, Jez. That what if he wishes that to erase the Saiyans from existence as well? That could be a possible wish. Not up there, would be like with immortality, but he could erase Goku from ever defeating him by just saying, "I wish that the Saiyans were never to become into existence."
Like erase everything that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, but I want to go back on the top. I want to go back to the subject of episode 109 or 108 when Frieza betrayed Frost, and then Frost erased because he tried to attack Frieza, even though he was eliminated. Let me ask you a question: what if he didn't got erased? Like, did he teleport to somewhere else?
Well, let me ask you something, P4T. And yes, I'm going to continue to call you that because that's your name. Get over it. But
I'm gonna kill you,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Do you think Jiren just boosting up like that could do anything to Frieza, who has attained a golden form?
Yes.
That was a desperation attack. The worst that would have probably the worst that probably would have done was given Frieza a slight irritation on his ass. Like that's worst case scenario.
Oh come on!
Boy, it's fucking Frost.
Frost
He had
sucks.
this poison to beat Vegeta.
Yeah, Frost is
Yeah.
not a
Amateur,
reasonable.
Like-
amateur.
Frost sucks.
I
They
don't. If you like Frost, I'm gonna anger you right now. But Frost is basically King Cold realized.
I really think King Cold
Whiny
was
little
wasted.
know-it-all
Yeah,
bitch who thinks he can do whatever he wants.
I think King Cold was like wasted potential though.
Senpai.
Okay, Anime Insight. I'm just gonna ask this right now. Do you have a bad internet where you're at?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I
think
could
that's-
tell because
yeah.
the answer I heard you was a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
And
Oh,
I
I'm
res-
so-
I respect non-canon Cooler more than I do Frost.
Oh my
Mhm.
god, Cooler is so cool though.
Cooler's freaking awesome.
He's cooler.
Okay, Jazz, if you're gonna make jokes like that, I'll make a joke about how your name is one letter away from being really, really awful. But besides that,
Damn.
I mean, switch some letters around and it's a Pornhub title. But anyways,
This is the outtake.
yo, Cooler's final form is just amazing because if you think about it, Cooler's final form is Broly realized, like just a powerhouse without being a dumb idiot.
Yeah. What do you think if he ever like went to I guess a color form, like because his final form was that, but I know like Cooler was probably would have never come into this or Super, but what do you think his color would have been if he chose?
Probably gold because as far as we know, that's what they become.
I think.
I mean, who knows?
Dark
Maybe
Purple.
Killed could have been gold if he tried hard enough. Maybe King Cold would have been gold if he tried hard enough. Who knows?
I think dark purple. I think dark.
Dark purple, I think would be
Ew.
cool, like
Now you're
royalty,
using some fucking Dragon Balls.
Platinum cooler.
platinum.
Yeah, platinum cooler. I could see that. Fucking
What about
purple.
turquoise Cooler that from the second movie?
That's called Meta Cooler. You mother.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know about you guys, but my favorite Frieza is Robot Frieza from the third Dragon Ball Z movie. What third Dragon Ball Z movie exactly? I know.
But
There was.
I think we'll let and end this video here probably.
Then again, when has logic ever really been in anything Dragon Ball Z related? I mean, let's look at one of the other movies that I still laugh at, the Hayachi Men movie or whatever that actor's name is called. Okay, so we have Dr. Raichi, right? You guys remember Dr. Raichi, right? The guy who made all the
Yes.
other movie villains appear.
Lost episode or whatever.
Let me ask you something. How could a guy who hates Saiyan use Turles as one of his minions if he hates the Saiyans?
He probably got control of him.
No. Yeah, he's called the strongest in the universe. It doesn't mean he is. He just calls himself that. Get over it.
So. Yeah. I don't know.
To be fair to really trigger you, Broly is technically the strongest in the universe. It just took him to get a sex change to become one of the strongest in the universe.
Personally, Broly's not the strongest.
Hey now.
Broly's definitely not the strongest.
You say that, but Broly just beat Super Saiyan Blue Goku not too long ago.
true.
Fuck,
He
really?
went through the Kamehameha, so technically that means he's stronger than Super Saiyan Blue.
That was
Just making
crazy.
a breast job.
That was crazy that he grabbed his head, though. I was like, wow, they nerfed.
God.
Here's the thing. I love how everyone saw that and they're like, "Oh my god, that means she's way stronger than Goku." And it's like,
Yeah.
no, that's just paying homage to Broly, you fucking idiots.
Like I could disagree with that because again we don't know the percentage of power he was using or whatever. I mean,
Because power
obviously it
levels
was-
are bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously it was just an homage anyway, so I don't know why people are taking that so seriously.
That's true. We all know
Like
that he's
when he
gonna
goes
somehow
when he goes Kaioken 20, is he gonna be base form Goku or is he gonna be Super Saiyan God when he does it?
Well, he's probably in the tournament he's probably gonna be base form, but
Well, I don't
he
know
was-
then. Maybe it's almost as strong. I mean, Super Saiyan God's pretty strong. I should know. I've tried fighting it in Xenoverse. He gets immunity.
oh wow. Okay. How strong? Never mind. Any other theories, guys? Any other?
Why is Jiren the only alien that looks like how we humans describe aliens? Giant green bipedals. Or giant gray bipedals with a big head.
The referee from U6, but on roids.
Oh no.
Hey, I've got a really good question about Dragon Ball Z. Why is one of the Pride Troopers literally a big fat version of the fucking who's the guy from the Dr. Seuss series that protects the trees or whatever?
The Lorax.
Oh, the Lorax?
The fucking
Yeah.
yes. Why is Topo literally a giant Lorax?
Topo. I guess that's where they
Think
got their
about it.
inspiration from.
He's protecting the universe of the trees.
He's justice.
Also, I like how Lord Beerus is also a Pride Trooper, just a different species. Like
I'm wondering
seriously,
if they're related somehow.
Dragon Ball Super, what is your fucking deal with giant purple cat-like creatures now? We've had 4 appear in the Tournament of Power, and 2 of them were gods of destruction, for fuck's sake.
He's a rabbit.
I said
He's a
cat-like.
rabbit.
To be honest, you thought he was a really, really skinny cat.
Another thing for you guys though, would you guys want like a Beerus backstory at all? Like a Beerus backstory, if they would ever show that in the manga or the anime?
Here's Beerus's backstory. I was a kitten once found by Muriel and Eustace in the middle of nowhere, but then scary things started to happen, and so I had to protect my family. And then I was met by...
Tuning into the Dragon Ball discussion for 109. This is Anime Insight here. Again, if you do like this, I guess, Dragon Ball discussion / podcast, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Huge shout out, though, to all the peeps in Mass Star Media, mine's Discord server. I'll leave the Discord
Also, I hate to
below.
interrupt you, but if you do not subscribe to this gentleman, I will filthy monkey planet. That is all.
You can